Okay, today we're going to talk about Director, the basic idea about Adobe Director and also the language. Could you take a look at this one as well to be sure this guy is bringing, yeah? If it stops flashing, so you let me know. Alright, so let's download the file from Rasterpod and see. You go to facebook.com, right? Okay. /Rasterpod. /Raster. Okay. So what you're going to see, right? You will see the link about our subject. This one, Director download link for ICN 223. Yeah, so you can download it. And click to download. It's fine. And then you save to your computer, right? So what you have is a director file, right? And okay, before we start doing anything about director, okay, let me introduce what is Adobe Director. Adobe Director is a software we call authoring software. The software that allows you to create application, multimedia application, not only on Windows computer, it also can create the application on Macintosh and also create the application that running on the web browser. And if you have a Macintosh version of Director, you can also create the most recent version, Director 12. You can create the app for iOS application as well. Okay, let me show you what the application that I'm talking about, what the application will look like, right? So the way to create application is you go to File menu and then you go to Publish Setting. Okay, on Publish Setting, right? You will see the format, that allow you to do. For example, in here you can see a window projector. Window projector is the window application. As you see the suffix name .exe, right? You're going to create XQ file, like Microsoft Word, Photoshop, Notepad, those kind of application, right? So in this one, right, we're going to create the name called mouse event 01 underscore go frame underscore full size.exe. You can change the name whatever you want. For example, I can change the name to test Monday or something, and I can click on this dot here to where I save it. Director always default to the location that you have your sort file on that. So you can save on that. And of course, if you want to do a Macintosh, right? You can work authoring once and distribute it on the Windows and on the Macintosh at the same time. So in this case here, if you click on the Macintosh, so it's going to create .app for the Mac OS, right? And the third one is a Shockwave DCR, right? The Shockwave is go together with HTML. So that means you can create an application that running on web browser, okay? But the first two options is a standalone. So you do not need any host application or browser to run your application, okay? And then you can have a few extra to export as the movie and also export as an image. Okay, so in this case here, what I'm going to show you, right? I'm going to try to export as a window projector, okay? And then what you do, right? You click on publish, okay? Publish. So when you click on publish, they ask you if you want to save this file, okay? Let's save it, okay? And now you see what happening, right? It's pop up the new application on this one, okay? So it's pop up the new application on its own window, okay? Let me close the director on the background, right? Close it off, right? And minimize the screen so you can see obvious. So basically what you see this application is running, okay? And if you look into your download folder, okay, you're going to see the name of the application, name test, okay, name test right here, right? The file size is about 5 megabytes, okay, and this one is running on here. So what it does here, so it can, when you roll over it, you can see what happened, right? Basically, we're talking about the interface, right? The button, the way this button works, something like that. So that means when you click on it, right? For example, if I click on this one, it says main. So when I click on here, it's showing, like, click on download. So it's showing me 1. Click on the bottom to top, it show 2. And click on this one, show 4. And this one 3, right? So basically, it's the navigation system that let you jump into different location, so you could organize with different media. The reason I show you how to create a few media first half of the semester, so you can incorporate your media into your application. So your application, you not only have text and image, right? Your application could have a 3D objects, 3D movie with special effects, those kind of things, to create some interesting content. Okay, so this is the sample of the application that you can create as a standalone. Okay, and now let's take a look at the director. Okay, let's take a look at the director. I will try to explain about the user interface of director in how many? In 10 minutes. Okay, let's see if we can go through this in 10 minutes. Okay, let's take a look at the user interface of director, right? You can see this area here, right? In director we call state. Basically it's like canvas in Photoshop, or workspace in Illustrator, or in After Effects, right? So basically this state is represent what your audience going to see, okay? The name of the director is the metaphor of you directing a movie. So they call a director file as a movie. You are a director, okay? And then you direct, a cast member on your stage. That basically, so the way they call this thing, right? They call this part is score. So what it look like to you? Look like timeline, right? So you can see it look like a timeline. So when you play, right? When you click play, so you're going to see this thing is moving, right? And rewind and play. Okay. So basically this one is very similar to timelines in After Effects or in Cinema 4D or in Maya, right? But the thing is quite different. There are certain aspect is different, right? And certain aspect is very similar, okay? You can see the number. Okay, let's take a look at the score first, okay? The score. When you look at it, right, there is a number in here, right? This is the number we call frame, okay? The number of the frame. And normally you can run at 25 frames per second or 30 frames per second, right? And you can create an animation, something like that. And you see the number on the top here, like say main 1, 2, 3, 4. This part we call marker. Okay, you can add by clicking on the above here and click on that. So it's adding marker. And how to take it off? You can click and drag it up, right? It's gone. Okay. Basically, the marker is give you the convenience of the location instead of telling the machine frame 20, frame 30, frame 100, right? So you can put your marker and name the marker, something like that, so make more sense for you to remember. For example, I can name it main 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. So instead of calling by frame, you can call by marker, okay? And then you can see another button right here, okay? This button, a tiny button here, it says hide and show effect channel. So when you click on that, right, it's expanding effect channel, okay? So it's expanding effect channel, and there are a few things that you might need to know about, the effect channel. The effect channel, right, is work together with the timeline or the score. But in director, right, like I say, you can manipulate the time. Normally, for the animation standard, right, you can go by keyframe and timeline, right? But in this particular one, right, beside the frame, right, we have the number of the frame, right? For example, if we spend like 25 frames per second, so if from frame 1 to frame 25, it's going to take 1 second, right? But with the option of the effect channel, you will be able to alter the time, okay? So you can manipulate the time on that, alright? So how to manipulate the time? You can click on this option, right? When you double click on it, right, it's going to show you a new window, okay? And on this new window, it says tempo 30 frames per second. In this particular moment, right now I'm on frame 5. On this particular moment, I can alter the time. I can change, instead of 30 frames per second, I can